All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at today. Now I've just posted the hours. It's 9:11 a.m. my time, and here are the hours for today. These are yesterday. Remember yesterday I said we could go up to this zone here, and we did. We can now get rid of this zone, and we can get rid of this zone because they are done. All right, and if you sold here at the Astra hours yesterday, you should have been okay. And this is expandable until here. And the 640, if you learned financial astrology from me, you would have been on top of that if you were awake and running. So let's take a look at today. Now, as you know, with gold, with the market going up, we wanted to sell off, and this goodbye kiss zone here yesterday on the PST was an okay zone, and the market's going down nicely there. So this is just starting. So any pull up we want to be sending back. Okay, as you know, this was the low of the week from last week. The market broke that, closed under it. It's nice and easy. The market's got room to pull back down here, and we should come down. Now, yesterday I put the PST targets there. You can still put them in there from 2,136 to 2,127, but really want to be heading towards 2,121, which is on the PST, and that's 2,121 today. Okay, now yesterday it was a bit lower. Today it's there, 2,121. All right, so this is where we want to be getting to. Okay, as the market pulls down. Now you should cover your trade between 2,136 and 27. So if I say 2,136, all right, so this is on the price. So you can cover the trade, but you can see where we're going here. All right. Now on the daily, one more spot to take a look at is 70, which is 2,168. If the market should come up to 2,168, which is right there, as you can see, you can still sell off here too. Okay, no problem. That's fine. Okay. The way things are going, it might not do so, but if we get back into the opening pivot, right, somewhere around here, anywhere around here, if the market does a lift up, you can always sell off. I think we've got room to kind of push down into the market. All right, so this has still got room to go. So any move up during the session, I think is okay to sell off. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. This is the euro dollar yesterday. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. Let's get rid of these from Friday. If you were on top of it on Friday, you should have been just fine as the market sold from here. Let's get into Tuesday. Oh, that's last Friday's there. Okay, there we go. So this is Tuesday all the way in there. So Tuesday as well, as you know, I talked about the weekly pivot, and 240 is there and 320 is there. You should have sold off in this zone. If you sold here, fine. That's the weekly pivot zone as well. You should have been just fine. And now what? Now carry on going down into this zone. All right, so we should follow down. Let's take a look at the weekly. We've got 43. It's 1.0737. 0737 is quite a long way down there, but I'm sure we could do that if the market gives a bit of a push. 0737. Okay, that's like quite far down there. Okay, on the daily, 45, is it? 45, 1.0856. 1.0856 is here. All right, so this is a zone we're going to have to break down. Okay, but this is nice to see. Okay, as you can see, a big sudden fall into the market there, sideways, and then fall off again. Now, if you followed your astrals, you should have been fine. What can you do with this? If we go back up, you can sell off, okay? Because you can see that's the low of yesterday. If I do this, the low of last week is also, that's the low of last week. So as you can see, it's like kind of broken down, closed below it as well. yesterday. I think it closed below it. Pretty much, yeah, it did. Okay, so that was the low of yesterday there. And pretty much closed below. So look, what we want to do is kind of like go in there and sell off again. Okay, and want to push it further down. Let me just check out the monthly. Yeah, and that's broken as well, 1.0799. So '08 is going to be a natural target afterwards then. Okay, so '08 is going to be there. A natural target. Why? On the monthly, 51, that's already breached. That's 0799, that's why. All right. So what we can do is if the market pushes back up, we can sell off again. All right. And that's basically it. If we get back up here, back up to fill the gap here, if you want to mark them in, you can. So this will be your zone here. Right. If we're around here at Astro Hours, it's sellable. It might do a stop sweep into this, so be careful because I am seeing a stop sweep aspect. So be careful. I've noted them on the members area in any case. Okay. And now this is yeah, if we go back up, selling again is the way to go. Let's take a look at SP 500. SP 500, yesterday I did say if we go back up, you can sell off. This was a level yesterday because we marked that in, remember? Okay, we marked that in. Yesterday was a really nice clean day with the Astro Hours as well. 530 is there. And then we had now 530, as you can see, it came into this zone. There were two places you could have sold at. That's 420 is here. All right, so 420, 430 was here, and that's there over here. All right, and the 2 o'clock is, as you can see, when the market's going up. Okay, so we had that 243.20 market coming up into the highs, 320 there, and then from there 1, 2, 3 up moves, and then just scaling off downwards. So this is going sideways and it's looking like a distribution. So I'd like to sell the highs. As you can see, it's all nice and easy. Selling the highs is the way to go. It hasn't broken the low of last week. So low of Friday, low of Monday, low of last week, and that's the low of the month. So here, as we go up, selling I think is the way to go. Again, that is 67, 5,204. Will it do something as crazy as that? Might. If it does, that's your 5,204. This is where they'll sweep stops as well if we get up there. And that's how you should deal with it. So that was the high of the month, high of last week there. All right. So any move into the ups, again, I think the market is sellable at Astro Hours, and keep an eye out for this. That level I marked in yesterday, 5,088. On the daily, 51, 5,113, 105. 105 is here. 113 is here. That'd be your first target there. 113 there. Okay, so this is also a zone where the market, this is a place where the market can get some support. Okay, now this is interesting because it closed above the high of Friday. So retesting the high of last week, the high of the month is still on the cards, and a sudden move is also possible there. In the New York session, going to be a bit careful because we've got a few things that are happening from 4:30 until 5:30, and from 5:30 to 5:45 a sudden move also is in order, all right, in the move, which could actually sweep stops, which I talked about, like I said, in members area. So make note of that. Okay, and that's that. If the market comes down at those hours, it might push up, or if we go up there, it should push down. Okay, let's take a look at Dow Jones. As you know, SP 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, we're all going together. Remember the swing days with these, they're all landing on a Thursday. Here we are. So SPS, so that Dow Jones. Oh my goodness. Right. Now then, Dow Jones. Let's just refresh this a little bit. Have a sip of coffee. And Dow Jones. Now, once again, looking like a distribution here, which is fine. You don't want to be selling the lows here unless we have a serious breakdown. Now, it's right on the setup here. So yesterday I did say if we go up, we want to sell down. That 70 is 38,670. That's your support, 38,670, which is what the market pretty much did, isn't it? 38,670. It certainly is. That's exactly what the markets did. You can see the PST is pretty sound. Okay, so it gives you a support level and it's pretty accurate when it comes to the numbers. So yesterday, if this was a place where you where you felt like you could go long into the New York session at 11:30, you could have, because 11:30 was an hour I posted yesterday. So from 11:30 going all the way into the Astro hours in the New York session being, what was it, 5:30 yesterday? 5:30 is there. And from here, it's just falling off, okay, into 10 past 10 to 11:30. And this is your 11:30 right there. All right, right on there. So what to do now? Okay, so these up moves are still okay to sell the highs because you can see it's getting rejected from the highs. So selling is still okay. This is obviously a bit too far out on the PST. 386 is way up there. Now that's the high of the month, or is it the high of week? That's the high of the week. Okay, that's the high of the week, and pretty much this is the high of the month. Let's turn this into green. All right, so high of the week, high of the month. So if we get back up here, which we can do, because of that. Okay, so getting back into this zone is an option. Coming back up here. Okay, like I said, that's Thursday. So going back up to sell off again is also okay. Let's turn this into a 15-minute chart. Right there. Okay. And that's that. So as you can see, market is got it's a green day. All right. So we've got the day up yesterday. Okay. So it's a day up. So pushing up is an option. All right. So be careful with the indices because we've got 2 days of selling. And yesterday we have a blue day, an up day. So the market's buying to go further up. It's doable. Okay, so this is like They're selling off and then buying up a little bit as well. So be mindful there. The market can have a good up push as well today. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, we talked about these levels and the market selling off, and I said they would sweep stops here. They'll come out, take out the stops. And this is exactly what happened. They took out all the stops, which is fine with us. And then as you can see, that's a big peak. Market going sideways. When did we have? We had 530, right? This is your 530 right there. Okay, so beautiful. Right on the Astro hour. Market selling off, which is fine. Okay, no dramas. We can now get rid of this as well. And that's a beautiful sell-off. Okay, so there you go. Now the market's had a, as you can see, a sell-off, push up, sell-off. So here we are. This is a bit of a tricky situation. 51, 18,033 is your resistance of the day. 18,033. This is your resistance of the day. Now I'm going to get rid of these. These are done. Now the market can break above this. This is a good impulse wave, as you can see as well. Okay. And the market's done an ABC pullback, probably into a nice Fibonacci. Yeah, not bad at all, right? So we could have a push up again, and that'll take us into the high of the distribution range. Okay, let's do this. And that will be this zone here. Okay, so that'll be the zone. Now that's the peak. That's where the stops are taken out. So I could do this. Okay, so that's it there, because that's the sweep. That's the come back in. We go back up, sell off. So the market's got a bit of potential to push back up and then sell off. Okay, so we could get back up here and then sell off again. If that happens, that's fine. Now, there are a few targets up here, so you have to be careful. Mark them in 18,480, 18,396, 18,474, and 18,480. So just mark those in here, and that's your first level there. The second one is 67, 18,667, right on there. Okay, so these levels are level for a breakout as well. So if it breaks out, you know we've got some room to push up, and that can definitely happen. All right, and that's fine too. The first hour for today was 640, which is 645. There it is. So 640 is there. Okay, and that's how it is. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, as you know, if we come up, we can sell off. I did say this zone was also, that's a big peak there. Okay, that's a peak model, sideways, bang down. So this will continue to go down. Okay, Owl Plus, we've got a PST breakout. Weekly 72. Your target is 62,552. That's your first bounce location, 62,552. Well, it's pretty much around here. All right, so this is it. That needs to be white. All right, because that's the target. There you go. So it's got room to come down here. That's going to be your first bounce into there. If it breaks through, you got 25 going all the way into 50. All right, but I said this should come back down. So, you know, I mean, I think it should come down. All right. So I've been repeatedly saying don't buy at the tops. And I said, don't buy here. I said, don't buy here. After that broke out, we said you could go up, but I still say for buying and holding, the price is, in my opinion, too high. It should come back. All right. And that's how it is. So if you want to trade it, if you want to day trade it, obviously you got to go up to push down. This is today. Yesterday, that's 4 o'clock. 4:20 was your Astro hour. 4:20, 4:30, that's your Astro hour. If you sold off, you would have sold off there. All right. And today, 6:40 is right there. Okay, so this is where the market's holding off. But there's a target down there. So, got to be a bit careful because the market will want to go and touch that because the PST level. So I wouldn't muck around at all. If you want to go in and say, well, this is the low of blah, blah, blah 2 days ago, and so far the low of the week, can I get in there? I don't know. All right. I like to go with the PST levels because for me, that's sound. All right. That's like a sound target. So I wouldn't want to be going and buying there. I'd be selling if it comes back up into there, and that's how it is. Just get rid of that. Have a good one.